looks like all those double X's in the back are all thinking that they're going to win Square of Despare tonight, which will make the match even better. But I promise you this, the Square of Despare match, I think no one will hold back, and everyone will pull all the stops, just doing whatever they have to do to win the match and move on to headline PandaMonium 9, which will end up being our biggest event, possibly, I would go so far to say, the biggest event in wrestling history. It's going to be held in St. Louis, Missouri at Busch Stadium. It's going to be our biggest crowd we'll ever have, and most importantly, the biggest show we'll ever have. But now it's time for back to tonight. This match right here is a match I'm sure everybody's waiting to see. It's the first time since that controversial sex tape was released by Sex and Violence and Assault 3 weeks ago. Sombreado and the Destroyer have been fighting at it, and quite frankly, the Enforcer had enough of it. No way! My God! The greatest warrior in the world himself, Egoman! He's here! And the Destroyer's right. When I think of someone who doesn't hold anything back and loves the art of fighting and destroying other lives, I can think of one other person, Egoman!
There he is.
He grew up in the Law Society and learned how to destroy lives. And obviously, that's what the Destroyer wants in this match, to destroy Sombreado's life after we get to his sister. But like I was saying before,
what impact
is that those two who have been at it, the Destroyer and Sombreado, been fighting in the back, in the parking lot, all over the place. And the Enforcer said, one time you guys are going to be fighting is in a sanctioned match by the UWA. If you fight elsewhere, you guys both will be fired. And now we're fighting in a sanctioned match. But however, at the same time, the belts, the tag team titles are vacant because the Enforcer stripped both Sombreado and Destroyer of the tag team titles. And the Enforcer said at Square of Despare, you two both pick a surprise partner, and whoever team wins will become the new UWA Tag Team Champions.
Here comes their opponent. Now who is Sombreado gonna choose?
And here comes the UWA's resident cyborg, Sombreado 3.0. Sombreado has made it clear that from the get-go, he never cared for the Destroyer. He was never his friend, like the Destroyer thought. Sombreado only cares about one thing, the UWA Underground Championship, which the Destroyer possesses right now. And Sombreado just simply thought, by getting into the Destroyer's into his head by sleeping with his sister, and by the same time being his tag team partner, winning the tag team titles on 2 occasions, would be one way to get into his head and eventually at some point turn his back on him. And at some point, I'm sure Sombreado is just thinking about winning back that UWA Underground title, which he's won 3 times in the past, by the way.
Oh yeah. Total stab in the back when he did.
Man. Goldman, possibly the greatest fighter in the world, is a Destroyer's tag team partner. I can't think of anybody else in the UWA who can possibly top that.
Well, I
can't wait to see who Sombreado's tag team partner is.
I thought of one.
Hell, Sombreado is so full of himself because after all, he is a machine. Supposedly perfect. Hell, he probably would do this match by himself. And he thinks the Destroyer is insignificant. So I'm sure he would easily think that he could take on both. He can easily take on the Destroyer and Egoman by himself.
So who is Sombreado gonna choose here? Is it the person I was thinking of? Wait a minute. Undefeated, that means...
No way. You gotta be kidding me. Planet X is Sombreado's tag team partner?
Well, it makes perfect sense. Goman and Planet X have had to...
Man, Sombreado really outdone himself this time. He went so far as to find possibly one of the greatest fighters in the back, Planet X himself. The man who's right now undefeated in the UWA. He's 11-0. And after that impressive victory on Assault 2 weeks ago, I don't see anyone else who can be more dominant in the ring more than Planet X. I mean, he withstood a mind fury by Gunter Wolf, got up and went for the Kuiper Belt barrage, and beat Gunter Wolf less than a minute.
All his mixed martial arts skills look like they paid off more in that match. Goman and Planet X have some unfinished business. Goman would like to think so. He's going to get a perfect opportunity here.
This fight is underway.
Surprisingly, Goman and Sombreado going at it first. Drop kick to the face. Sombreado taunting. Goman didn't have him. Wasn't going to take that. Kicking, taunting on his own. Insecurity. Oh, there's Goman. Typically Goman. Sombreado misses with that front flip. Next with a drop kick.
You know what, folks? It's well documented. The storied rivalry between Goman and Sombreado. 3 years ago, these guys were on a 6-month-long fighting frenzy, which ended in the victory of Goman. And it was such a victory by Goman that before then, Sombreado was considered perfect, that he had no flaws. But Goman, after losing to Sombreado 3 times, he discovered the flaws in Goman and exploited them, which eventually made Reginald Vaughn Killingsworth dismantle Sombreado, but eventually he was created again by Grant Imahara into Sombreado 3.0, and now Sombreado is more unstoppable than ever.
These teams playing it conservatively here. They're not even fighting the person they want to go after the most.
Of course, now with Planet X and Goman part of this match makes this match even more exciting, because remember that great match back at Claim to Fame between Planet X and Goman? Well, of course we all know Planet X won that match, but you see, Goman demanded a rematch some more time in the future because he believes that he didn't get a chance to show Planet X his true potential, his fighting prowess in the ring. But now it looks like Goman is finally get a chance to face Planet X again in that very ring. But yet we have yet to see Planet X and Goman in the ring at the same time.
But I know Goman. He wants a one-on-one, not a tag team.
I mean, in this match, we want to see Planet X and Goman at the same time. We also want to see the Destroyer and Sombreado at the same time. But every time they tag into each other, they always tag into their partners. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
Surprisingly here to see Destroy. Oh wow, spin DDT. I was saying, Rock Jock. We still forgot to remind the fans. I mean, Destroy is here tonight. I mean, remember at the end of last week's Assault, he got thrown off the stage. But I guess he's all right, and he's here to compete. He's done a good job so far, not showing that he's lost any of his skill to